Self-acceptance and authenticity are the same goal. And I thought today maybe I'd be authentic. I'm going to be 75 on November 2nd, so I thought maybe today would be a good day. And also, I have an event coming up in West Virginia, which I would love for those of you who could come, or you can do it online as well, with a lot of wonderful people. And I wanted to talk about that because I want more people to come or do it online. But in order to do that, I've got to tell you why I'm going and what the class is that I'm going to be doing. We never know who we're going to become when we come into this world. And I put together a couple of documents today so you'll understand the changes, because we're all here energetically, meaning that we come into the world and we have something we're meant to do, something we're meant to live, and then we give that to the world through our life experience. Everyone. We may judge it in different ways, but everyone has that. The world wouldn't evolve unless we were all coming to do something, because that's how energy operates. But we will do that in different ways because we have to. We wouldn't create another world if we weren't finding new ways of operating or becoming. But we don't always allow that to happen because we get stuck. We get stuck in what was old, what we knew, and then we've been programmed to fear ourselves because we've been controlled for the longest time from forces that we think are outside of us, and they never are. But what happens over time, over decades, over civilizations, we learn more things, and different people do that in different ways. And I did something that was completely different than the others, even the people who were on this panel. And which is why I'm telling them, because, I wasn't doing channeling. I wasn't doing any of that stuff. You'll see in the document, I was a vocal coach. That's who I was going to be. But before that, I thought I was going to be this business guy, an accountant. I was doing all kinds of other things. You don't know, because it evolves in your consciousness, and there's something within you that's meant to come about. Nothing is happening accidentally in our world right now. I know it may be really challenging for you and looking at things, but it's not accidental. When I first started doing Wilhelm in 1989, I didn't know what was happening, and I wasn't going to tell other people. And then, much later in my life, I thought I must be absolutely losing my mind. You could be feeling that way now. But probably you're not losing your mind in the way that you think, but you're losing the mind that you had that kept you stuck. That's what happens, and that's the same thing for our world. Really quickly, I'm going to give you these documents, and I want you to see all of this, and I'll be sending out the information for the panel. But first, I just want you to see the people that will be there. It's in November again, and it's in West Virginia. November 14th to 16th in West Virginia. I just wanted to see a little bit of this, and I'll leave the link as well so you can get it. But there's several ways you can participate, either online or in person. And here are the folks who will be there. And some of them I've worked with before. But we've all done something a little different. They all do something different than what I did. You were meant to do something different than everyone else as well, and sometimes that's our challenge. But I just wanted you to see that. And as you look at the site, Any Advice for Today, for tomorrow, you'll see that it says self-acceptance and authenticity are the same goal. There's a process that we all move through in our lives and also in the world. We don't always understand it. I was given the ability to understand it in a different way. That was difficult. No one's seen that before, and no one could believe it. I couldn't believe it. But it caused me to heal. It caused me to understand every single thing that was happening in our world, what's happening with other people. And this is why when I sit down and work with someone, I can see where those blockages are, because it's not me. I was receiving guidance that was this infinite, this intelligence that we all operate from. No one knows what that is. We've never formed human consciousness. We're always doing it, and we do that in different ways. But sometimes that can be really challenging for all of us. So I put together another document I'd love for you to read, and it also advises you to do your own research. Meaning a lot of the things that I will say will not be, you will find a difficult time believing. Listen, everybody around me, even my family, they couldn't believe it. And so you can go through Wilhelm's work and do your own kind of examination. And so this second document, there are two documents I'd love for you to see so that you will understand. Because what I must do now is finish all of this work. This work has the ability to change anyone's life and to give them everything they want and to change our world. We won't believe it though. That's the only difficulty you will have. And as you listen to Wilhelm, you will see they said that so many times, over and over again. We become stuck because we're still working with old programming, and we all have it. And then it's generational. So now we have that to deal with. All of us, individually and collectively. And as you go through the documents, you will see what I'm saying. But what I am doing is finishing this work and working with those people for the next year, because I'm not going to keep doing it in this way. I'm creating classes and all of that, and I want to do workshops like that one, and travel a lot more, because I haven't been doing that. Now, I'm never going to convince everybody to do this because you get afraid. I was afraid. And I kept doing the same thing over and over again. Maybe if I keep talking about this, people will do it. No, you probably won't, because we get stuck. So I just wanted you to understand. But then you will understand also what is happening in our world. Nothing is accidental. When Wilhelm told me, you got to do this, I said, I didn't want to do any of this. They said, yeah, your world's going to go through a big change, and you're going to have a lot of grievances you're not willing to let go of. It's all been documented, and you'll see it in there. But I wanted to give you that today because you must accept your authentic self. There'll be many people who will think something different about that, but I know that every single person is born with worth and value and is connected to this source or God or however you think of it. That is the information that came through. And the Wilhelm, what they said, this philosophy, it says every single person has worth and value. And that's what my life was meant to bring to the world, so that more of us would understand that. That's all. And I had to go through my embarrassment, my hiding, my doubt, all of that, just like all of us. But now you'll have some help. See you soon.